Let's get ready to podcast. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Ruse Cues. This one is with my cousin Charlie. I've known Charlie quite literally, basically my whole life. We've grown up together, same city, all that. Not technically cousins, first cousins or whatever, but, our families grew up with each other in Mexico, and he's family. So, my cousin. This conversation started because I was just on Facebook one day and noticed that he was asking people where the best restaurants in Atlanta were, and I had no idea he was in Atlanta or planning on going to Atlanta. So I was curious, and I asked him, and he was actually down there for a 12-week wrestling training program. You just heard my dog jump off the bed. I was wondering if you'd mess up audio. Whatever, we're doing one takes with these. But he was down there doing a 12-week course, wrestling course. He's basically, as long as I've known him, he has been obsessed with wrestling. I religiously, absorbs it, lives it, breathes it. It's been his thing as long as I can remember him. And he is now trying to go pro with it and live out his dream and becoming a professional wrestler. So he was down there doing a course taught by Cody Rhodes, a famous wrestler, has about 1 million followers on Twitter, part of a wrestling family. So this is big time. This is the real deal. This conversation, we just kind of talk about his experience there and also kind of what led him there and where he hopes to go moving forward. So I think this is a really cool conversation, just about chasing your dreams and going after something. Charlie is the one I've honestly, of all the people I know who's around my age, he's probably the person who has had one dream and one goal and been pursuing it the longest, like literally since before he was a teenager. So it's really cool to see where this path has taken him so far and where he's going from here on out. So yeah, with that, let's get into it. Here we go. All right, cool. Well, are you in a good place? Is this a good frame for you?
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Right on, man. Well, thanks for doing this. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just been chilling,
Nice.
not doing much.
I literally had no idea you were going to Georgia until I saw your post on Facebook. So, like, I really know very little about, you want to kind of explain what you're doing down there and why you decided to go down?
So I'm down here for wrestling training. I'm training in one of the top training facilities in America right now, pretty much international. Nightmare Factory.
Okay.
They are associated with one of the top promotions in America at the moment called AEW, which they show up on Wednesday nights on TNT.
Yeah.
So I had like some connections down here, and they let me know like, hey, we got a school going on. I knew about it for a couple months, maybe like even a year, and I had a couple buddies of mine that have already jumped down here, came in through like summer of 2020, and then they let me know, and I saved up money and got enough to like come down here
Yeah.
for the second round of beginners class for on January 2021. So I'm here right now. That's why I'm down here.
Nice. So it's a second round. So did you do like a first round class before, or is it
No,
just?
this is their second class.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Second beginners class. They had their first one that started like in September, I believe,
Okay,
and
for
it was
sure.
like a 3 month course. And then after that, there's the second round. The first time ever. Second round was on January 4th is when it began. So that's when I began. That's when I
Right on.
started training.
So you're there till like the end of March?
I think so. I don't have a clear date as to when it's over. I'm assuming it's a 12-week course, so I'm assuming it ends like on the last week of March or like
Right.
the second week before March ends,
Right,
the
like
very
around
last
there or something.
third week. Yeah.
Hell yeah. How you liking Georgia?
Dude, it's different down here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the drivers are more wild than Oregon drivers.
They're reckless.
Yeah, they drive a little too fast,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing I can take of right now. I mean, I've
Yeah.
tried Waffle House for the first time.
Oh yeah? How was that? What'd you get?
was all right. I think I can't even remember something. It was like it had like cheesesteak
Yeah,
sandwich, and like hash browns and something like that. I haven't tried the waffles yet though.
yeah. Did you go like at 2 a.m. or did you go to normal time?
I think I went like around 9 or 10 at night,
Okay,
just on
yeah,
the
yeah.
weekend, just to try it
Yeah.
out.
Because that's like when they're busiest, right? Is like 9 p.m. to like 3 a.m. or something. Because 24 hours,
They've
right?
actually they're 24 hours. They weren't busy around the times that
Oh yeah,
I've gone, so
for sure.
it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
What's the mask situation like? Are people masking up in stores and stuff or no?
Nope. Nope. Well, I mean, if you go to Walmart, they'll require you to wear masks, but so most places are like outside.
They're
They
not
don't care
even
about
worried
it.
about it. Yeah. Another
No, they
place,
don't
man. That's
care.
crazy. Yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to talk to you was because I kind of wanted to like kind of do a breakdown of your kind of history of wrestling leading up to now because honestly, like of all the people I know, I would say that you probably have like had one dream and been like chasing it longer than anybody I know. So I think that's really cool and admirable. So I just wanted to kind of go into it. So I kind of want to go
Mhm.
way back. Like if you could talk to me about if you remember how you like discovered wrestling, who showed you it, and how you started to fall in love with it.
First time I discovered was, I think I can go all the way back to levels maybe 4 or 5 years old, somewhere around there. I remember I got a toy playset through one of my dad's family friends for my birthday. I had like a wrestling ring and a couple wrestlers. Um, I I didn't know much about it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't follow it as I was still a kid, so I didn't know. I was still learning what things were and all that. But my actual and then throughout life, I encountered it every now and then. But like my actual first encounter, like when I like decided to watch it on my own time, was like back in September of 2006.
Okay.
A friend of mine in elementary school recommended me, like, hey, you watch WWE Raw. I'm like, or SmackDown. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'll watch it. He's like, yeah, just watch it on this channel. If you have whatever cable provider you have, I'm like, all right. And I watched it, and then I was just hooked, and I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Just
What
like,
got you hooked? Like first off, what was like the coolest part?
I don't remember I don't even remember the episode. It was just like, oh, it's fighting. I was into fighting. So
Yeah,
I was
just the
like,
showdown.
yeah, like I liked it's like Dragon Ball Z. I was into Dragon Ball Z, so it's like similar to that, except it's just like not animated or cartoon. I mean, it's animated, not like an animation, but like it has the characters and all that.
Right. The costumes, fireworks, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who were some of your favorite wrestlers growing up? Like I don't know a ton, but I'll try to remember who's who.
When I first started watching, it was the era was of John Cena. There was Edge on the
Okay.
Raw side, on the Raw brand, and then it was DX, it was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, just to name a couple top stars. And then on the SmackDown side, when I started watching the secondary shows, it was like The Undertaker, Batista.
Right.
Um, that's only something that I can remember on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
side.
no, totally. I mean, I remember you had like a bunch of the action figures, the posters, and you were really good at drawing. You do all the illustrations and stuff. Like I remember all that shit
Mhm.
being up. That was dope. Um, when do you think for you there was like a transformation? Like when did you go from being a wrestling fan to like wanting to be a wrestler? Like when did that kind of start to happen?
Probably like around middle school when during like a health class, just giving like an idea of like what your future wanted to be. It was like an assignment.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, let's just go off like what I want to do after high school. Is go straight into training and all that, and like just get into it immediately. Because I think you got to be like 18 and older to actually be in the training in
Right.
any training place. But you can even do it before. You just gotta get like parent, guardian permission. But around
Definitely.
like middle school was the time where I was like, yeah, I want to see if I can do this and do
Yeah.
that. And see if I can get to find schools in Oregon.
That's awesome. What did training look like for you at first? Because I know you started like working out a lot in high school. How did you kind of gain discipline? Was it about your sleep, your diet? Like what were you doing when you kind of started taking it more seriously?
I wasn't doing much at the moment. I didn't mean I was not going to the gym a lot. I mean, I had gym at home, like home stuff and working out. I just started watching what I eat. I wasn't like in a meal plan at that
Right.
time, but I was just watching like how much I ate, how much I ate outside of home. I just ate enough like that was like whatever's made at home, I'll eat, or like I'll make myself like a sandwich or something like that, and drink enough protein. Yeah, protein shakes was the first things that I got into, and then just limiting like what I ate and what kind of workouts I did. But it didn't really start till like 2019 is when I started really starting going to the gym and all that.
Okay. Oh, so it's a little more recent, like kind of right, a little bit after high school is when you picked it up a little more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hmm.
What like what was the reaction from? Because like I feel like our cousins and stuff, like we've known you wanted to be a wrestler for a while, but did you ever like experience anybody like thinking it was like a weird thing to want to be, or any backlash or anything like that?
No, no, it's like everybody was just like, just do it, go for it. Like it
Yeah,
seems like you're really into it. So pretty much more like my mom and grandmother, they're always like,
you think
I don't
it's
think it's weird. They just like don't want me seeing being thrown around or
oh, for
getting
sure.
hurt.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
about
just
it though.
yeah. No, I'm sure it's got to be hard to watch a little your baby get hit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, so when did you join the like your first wrestling academy? Because I know that kind of is how things got picked up for you. What was that experience like?
I started like in June, the last week of June, well before July of 2018. It was I mean when I got there was a couple of people there and there was some that were recognizable because I've attended their TV shows before, their shows
Oh,
that they
cool.
had in Portland.
Yeah,
But they were based out of Salem, so I didn't get to see their like other shows that they had. But
right.
uh there was new faces obviously I've never that's some that I never met, but it was a good atmosphere when I first got there. It was a good first day of training. It was a lot of working out though,
Yeah,
but I got the hang of it, like just like being in there and doing that work because I've been
right.
working out a little bit before that, so I had what it takes to like at least be there for like the 3 or 2 hours of training that we usually have.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Do you I remember you showed me a bruise one time. Like what what were some of the initiation stories like?
Um, so I know one for sure is throughout maybe like once they you adjust for like within a couple weeks they'd give you like they'll slap your chest, those chop we call them chops.
Uh-huh.
So whoever was there or how many people were there, each person would give you one, just like one by one by one by one by one.
Fuck.
That's a yeah. By the end of the like the night, next day, I just have like red marks all over my chest.
How many times do you think you
That's
got
a
smacked?
I probably got smacked like 11, probably 11 or 12 times. It depends on like who shows up there, but yeah, it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
at least 11, 12 times,
God
I
damn.
think.
That's crazy. Um, so clearly, obviously, you stuck through it, you stuck with it. How do you earn like a spot in the actual matches? Because I know you started doing the matches soon.
Um, it really is. You just got to put in the work and show up to class every day or like at least every week. Show up like usually we had training 3 times a week, I believe. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember now. It's been a while when we had trainings up there in Oregon.
Right.
But it was like 3 times a week, just showing up, doing the work, and seeing if they improved and if they feel comfortable. They'll like put you on a show, be like, all right. They have like student showcases, or they'll just be like put you straight into the main show,
Hell yeah.
the live crowds.
Yeah. That's awesome. What was your first match like? Was it solo, duo, or
Yeah, it was one on one against a guy up in that came from Washington. I think his name was like Nick Bradford or something. I can't remember his last name, but it was
okay.
pretty good. He's been doing it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
But he was like my first match, like a match that I've had. I've had a couple before that, but they weren't like official. They were just more like, oh, we just need an extra body to go in there and just be there for like at least under a minute or something like that.
Right. Yeah. How'd it go? How was it?
It was different, like wrestling in front of like the people, and they were just like you're the match there. That's like 5 minutes or something like that. So
Yeah.
it was entertaining though. No, I liked it. And it was just a different experience than
Yeah.
just being there for like a minute or less from the previous
Right.
matches.
At that time, did you have a character?
No, it's just
Just
I
you?
was just like just me, just like oh, it's just another wrestler.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no character at the moment.
for sure. Nice, nice. So that was an easy kind of transition. Sounds like you weren't too nervous or anything like that.
Yeah, usually before we're all wrestlers get nervous when they go out. It's because
Yeah,
we care, so it's like we don't want to look bad out there, but we do our best, and
yeah,
some people don't pick up on it, like we're nervous, but it's whatever
yeah,
we
yeah.
do.
But as the nerves are there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when I know you have like you developed a character at some point, and you also started doing I don't know if it's called like a tag team or like a duo with another guy. What was that process like, and what did that entail?
When I started doing the tag team, uh, so I first met him at I think it was my second or probably my first match the first match that we go back to that we just talked about. I can't remember what match. Yeah, I think it was my first match. No, it was my second one. It was the second one against one of my trainers. He was in the crowd. I didn't know him. I didn't know much about him. And then he came in the next day at our training and he was there and I was like, oh, I thought he was a fan or something, but turns out he's actually been a wrestler that's been doing it for like almost 3 decades, I believe,
Holy shit!
or even more. So his name's he goes by Luther now. He's wrestling in the current promotion where I'm training for. It's AEW. So I met him there in Salem after the week of the show, and then he was training us. Became our new trainer throughout the last few months. He was there for 2019 and 2020, and he decided, well, like I think throughout a couple shows or like after a couple trainings, that would just become partners. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, like I've never done tag team before, and it's different compared to doing the singles, like one-on-one match. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And we were tag teams until he got signed to the big promotion.
oh,
It
I
was a
didn't know.
different experience though, and it was a new learning. I was learning new stuff, learning new things, and I was just like, whoa, this is a lot. It's always a lot of information, but I got started to get the hang of it
Yeah,
towards like the end, and then after that, it was just he got signed, and then I just went solo again.
right, right. Well, that's cool. What were your guys' like two characters? Like, what was the? Do you guys have like a storyline or anything like that? I knew you had like the black and red or whatever.
So we were bad guys at the time. And then I don't know, it just felt more like a street vibe. Like we're like dudes off the streets of Salem. We call ourselves Salem's Lot.
Okay.
And we were just the bad guys that just beat up people and like we didn't care.
Yeah.
We had some comedic side, but like we were more just like, yeah, you don't mess with us, we'll beat you up and
Yeah.
such. His character was, I don't know much of how to explain his character, but mine was more like a crossover of like the Dark Knight's Joker slash the Crow of Brendan Lee's The Crow, and then
Right.
slash Joker, the new one that came out in 2019. So it was like a mixture of three characters into one.
Yeah. No, I liked it. It was badass, dude. Do you think you're gonna keep that character going solo or no?
Don't know. I got other things in mind.
Yeah.
Especially being down here, things change. So we'll see what happens towards the end of this training. From last training, they had like a student showcase. So we'll see what happens on our
Oh,
student showcase
oh yeah.
for the beginners class.
Can that like earn you a spot in a new thing or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a spot to go into the next level class, which is like the advanced.
Oh,
And
but you have
then
to
that's
earn you have to
where,
earn your way into it. You can't just like complete the course.
sort of, you pretty much they'll let you know
Yeah.
if they believe you'll ready to be into it.
Right on. If you complete this course, are you gonna have to stay in Atlanta longer, or are you gonna come back home and then go back again?
Uh, I plan on going back, but if they tell me, hey, we got a spot for you, I'll for sure think about it
Yeah,
and see what happens.
that's exciting, man. That's really cool. How's the first couple weeks look like so far? I know it's just started, but
Most of it's a lot from the beginners for like it's just beginning the basics and the fundamentals.
okay.
So I already had most of it already anyway. throughout
Right.
training.
Pretty standard
But it's
stuff.
more, yeah, more, but it's more like just repeat, which it doesn't hurt to repeat because it's good to relearn
Right.
the beginning steps.
Right on.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a relearning process and just polishing my basics and fundamentals.
Absolutely. Um, I was kind of curious from your take because I'm not a huge wrestling guy, so I don't know a ton about it. So I was curious, what are your thoughts about kind of the current state of wrestling? Has it changed in the last few years, and for better or worse? Like, kind of where's wrestling at right now, in your opinion?
Um, Currently, I mean, I try my best to follow it, like watching it on TV, but I don't have cable, and so what I do is just follow it on social media and see what's going on.
Right.
Um, so I don't know much of what's been. I mean, I know that the pandemic has affected it a lot because no crowds in the
Right.
arenas and it's indoor.
Yeah.
So they've gone like virtual TV, little screens on the crowd side to make you feel like give a feel of it. So that's a whole different feel to the product. It seems like they're aiming towards like um more like movie style, cinematic style for some matches. It's still
Okay.
wrestling. So it's a new thing they've been I've seen they've been trying out for both sides, mainly on WWE. Through AEW seems like they're still doing like just the regular wrestling is just no crowds or very few crowds of what they have.
Right.
I think it's improving. I feel like it's a new learning for both productions, main for like the main TV. Outside of it, like for like in the independent sports, like where like for me, for example, where I was just wrestling in front of
Right.
crowds, just like not the big shows or anything like that. I think it's still hard for some states because some limit how many people can go in, or some just aren't open or even running shows. So the
Right.
pandemic has affected it pretty good. Um, but I feel like once it stops or once it slows down, the pandemic and all that, I think we'll probably go back to a little bit to the old wrestling like how it was before it happened, have the crowds in and just probably even better storylines and stuff, like making better stories.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like I said, I don't follow much of it. I try
No,
my
totally.
best to.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Just curious. That's awesome. I know you said you don't follow it a ton, but do you ever watch any of the other leagues? I know there's like a Japanese wrestling federation and stuff like that. Do you ever see the international stuff?
Mm, if it appears on my timeline, like on
Right.
social media, or like
Yeah.
or shows up on Facebook as a recommended video, I'll watch it. But
Yeah.
it really is time zones. Like Japan is
Totally.
like a couple hours ahead of us, so it's
Yeah.
I
I just
don't
thought
get
they've got
to
like full
follow as
arenas
much.
and stuff, I think.
Yeah, well, they're taking care of like
Yeah,
they know how to deal
exactly.
with the pandemic better
Yeah.
than here.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate, man. I hope they can get back to the regular matches soon. Um, well, I'll let you go pretty soon, but I just curious, kind of in your own words, why are you so passionate about wrestling? Like, what does it mean so much to you? It's obviously become your life. Yeah, just why?
Mm, I haven't thought about it as much like that. I don't know. I just got really into it, and I felt like I could do it and do the work for it.
Yeah,
And I felt like once I got the hang of it, like when I first started training, I'm like, oh, I can do this. I feel like I can do this. It's still a lot to take in, but really I'm just doing the work. Like I'm enjoying it so far, and the scenery here is different compared to Oregon, but where I'm at right now, I'm being taken care of pretty well.
yeah,
And we've got great trainers here. Been working with a lot of big names, so it's a whole different thing compared to one in Oregon. But really, I'm just doing the work,
yeah.
so and I can't complain.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's the plan? Oh, it's like 5-year plan. Where do you hope to be? When we start reaching our late 20s.
Hopefully, fucking make it, see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah,
Like at least get the chance to make it. Right now, it's a little different, but I do plan on like going back home and make some more money, save up more money, and see what happens after that, and try to go back to school again
definitely.
to college because I
Yeah,
didn't finish it.
yeah. Hey,
Planning on
that's
like
fun.
doing it. It's just
Yeah,
putting the
yeah.
effort in.
Right, right. Well, that's exciting, man. I'm sorry I never made it out to one of your wrestling matches when I was living in Eugene. I was hoping to, and then this shit happened.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're all watching you on TV someday, anyways.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd be down
Yeah.
for that.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Charlie. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, you too. See you later.
Peace.
Hell yes. I'm not a wrestler at all. I don't follow WWE, to be honest. So it's really cool to have someone in that world to kind of give me an insight, because it's such a crazy, detailed, animated, exciting universe that I know very little about. So it's cool to learn about that from him. If you yourself are a wrestling fan, you can actually check out Charly doing his thing right now on YouTube. If you go, if you just, all you have to do is type in the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase, and his is the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase #2 from May 2nd, 2021. It's the Nightmare Family YouTube channel. That's where it comes out on. The video already has 150,000 views, so it's been pretty popular. And he actually is in a big 4-way match. It's about 20 minutes into the match or so, or into the video or so, is when he goes on. But you know, I won't give anything away, but I'll say, you know, my man does pretty well. Like I said, I'll be back after this episode in a week with Fickle Future, and officially be back to my normal schedule after some traveling and all that kind of shifted things around. But I'm going to get back into the flow of things. So thank you again for listening. Ooh, doing the same thing as last episode. Whatever. I promised myself I'm doing one take, and I'm doing one take. Okay. Yeah, next week you can tune in for a much more professional, much more planned, researched, and scripted version of me talking. And then after that, I'll be back to doing interviews again every other week. I'm rambling, so I'm going to head out. Okay. Bye.